Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with John from Pro Craps here on Casino Gaming TV. Happy Monday, everybody. A little different look to the studio today. You'll see I've got this interesting old felt here. We're going to talk about that later on in the program. But for right now, I want to get warmed up and get my throws in. Now, this felt that I've got on here, by the way, it's just laid on here, so it's not like stretched or tacked down or anything like that. Just here for kind of show. So throwing the dice is weird on it because they're going to not bounce at all because it's going to absorb the energy. But so what? We're here to play and have fun anyway. So today, what I did in the rack is something different. I'm going to still do my same. We're going to work that inside out butter burger that we've been doing for the last couple of days. We're going to do 320 across, and we'll do we'll take the $50. I'm going to get the 20s in here, and we'll take $30 of that, and we'll set that aside to use on the craps numbers once we get a point established. So we'll have 320 plus 30 here and see if we can make some money. But in my rack, I've also got a couple of sets of chips. This is my YOLO stack from my local casino that I'm just going to keep out here as inspiration. And in back, I've got the chips from everybody that we've been trading all these chips. And again, if you want a chip from me, just let me know. We'll make that happen. But here's everybody's chips. And I thought it was kind of cool last week to have a chip out there. It was like Dr. Dan's chip out there for good luck all week. Today, we're going to roll out and we're going to have this one. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. This is Arnell's chip, Dice Grinder. So we're going to have Dice Grinder's chip out here today as my good luck charm. I'll have him out here with me all week long. It was Arnell's birthday yesterday, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to honor him a little bit. And happy birthday to Arnell at Dice Grinders. And if you don't know, Arnell's a really good craps player. He actually runs the live fantasy craps on Wednesday nights for us on Casino Gaming TV. So it's a fun show, and he does a really good job of getting everybody wrangled up and getting the cameras done and the OBS, all the work he does to get that show to work. He puts a lot of time and effort in. So there's Arnell's chip to get us through the day here. Hopefully that's going to be our good luck charm. And let's just get out here and get the rolling in. Let's do it. Let's get our first shot in here. And again, you see those dice really just don't bounce at all. They kind of die, but it's a 4-1-5. Maybe we'll have some luck today because of that. We'll see. Point's going to be 5. Bets are on. $10 on any craps. And let's get our 3 hits and kind of wind things down in a kind of a outside-in regression. Here we go. That's going to be a 5-4-9. I'm not sure you can see that one off the wall there, but it's a 9. It's a 5 and a 4. I'll move the dice here where we can see them better. The 9's going to pay $70. Okay, we will lose our craps bet. We'll put that right back up. And we're going to pull on our first hit, the outside's in. It's the outside in butter burger, which means we get to take $100 off the table from our 70. 20 goes right back out, and 50 goes in the rack. So out of 320 at risk to start with, or 350 at risk to start with, including the craps numbers, we have 150 of it back in one shot, which is cool. This is kind of a way to get down to a working base and start playing through there. So that's hit 1. It takes 3 to get even, or it takes 2 to get close to even, 3 to start showing some profit. There's a 5-3-8. And the reason why we do it from the outside in, by the way, there's the 5-3-8, is you want to keep your most, the easiest to hit numbers active as long as you can. So we removed the hardest numbers to hit. Now we're going to take the easy numbers out. So the 8 pays $70, same as before, right? It's going to pay 50, $70. We'll lose our craps numbers. We'll put the craps number bet right back up again. I just had a little chip fail over here on my dealer side. Okay, we're going to bring back the 5 and the 9. So we bring $100 off the table. We take 50 from our winnings. Now we have $300 in our rack, and these go to $10. So we're regressing to eventually 64 across here in a minute. We have 300 in the rack. We've got 350 that we bought in for, or we had. So we're only $50 upside down. 7 comes here. The worst that happens is we lose $50. The best that can happen is that we're set up with the strategy that we wanted to play all along, which was 64 across. And that's going to be a 5 and a 1. That's a 6. Perfect outcome there because it does hit the number we had the most money on, which is what you wanted. So that's going to, again, pay $70. So 50, $70. We'll lose our final craps check bet. That's okay. What's going to happen here is we're going to put the 50 in the rack. That's going to be 350. Okay, if we lammer this up, there's 100, 200, 200. There's the 350 that we started with. Okay, when I bring the 6 and the 8 back down, there's 100 in profit. I'm going to make these look like 12 bucks. And I'm going to bring another 16 bucks to the rack. So we end up with those 3 hits being at 64 across, which was our goal, and having $116 in profit. Now we got lucky that we hit the inside numbers where we had the most money on them. And now we just get to make money. Now we're gonna play. I'm happy with that result right there. If we end right there, I'm good. That's a great $100 win in 3 rolls. And like we remind you all the time, the right side, the light side, it's a short game play, right? That was a 5-4-9, by the way. So the 9's gonna pay 14 bucks. I'm gonna drop that dollar and make it 15, which will press it all the way to 25. I'm gonna get these things to green as fast as I can. My goal when I'm doing light side pressing, especially when I'm in profit like this, I wanna get them to the next color or the next level. To me, making that look like 160 across and collecting green chips is where I wanna be here. If it happens to be a miracle run, we'll bump that up 1 level more, but there's the 7. Doesn't work out for us there, but I want to get them all to green and then start collecting green chips. That's the goal. So there it is. We had a good little wake up session there. I like that. That was we did well. Anytime you can walk up stone cold and make 115 bucks, I'm down with that. That was actually really good. Thank you, Arnell, for being our good luck charm today. It worked out, man. Good to have you here. Good to have you here every day. I know Arnell's in the chat every day. Just a good dude. So I really appreciate that support. So let me come back to the camera here and talk to y'all. I got some things to go over with you. Actually, hold on one second here. I actually want to talk, I think, well, we'll get to it in a minute. We'll get to it in a minute. Let's actually do our regular announcements first, then we'll go through and do some fun stuff. I got a lot of stuff planned today, by the way. Let's see. Can you all see that? No, I need to change screens. There we go. Good morning. I got the Square Pair shirt on today. I saw Rob from Square Pair the other night during my live practice. He showed up in the chat. It was good to kind of just even say hi to him. Sounds like he's busy as all hell, so he can't get it done as far as getting the channel re-kicked off, but that always changes up. So yeah, good morning to everybody. I see a ton of people here, which is great. A lot of the normal crowd. Good to see you all. Good to see SJ and Old Bay. I got you on here, by the way. A couple of quick things, right? The Friday night fight last week was quick. It was on Saturday. Buckeye Slim went super aggressive, and our dealer did not help him even a little bit. Chris whacked him on the first roll. Buckeye was out there for 700 or 6, was it 7? Yeah, 700 across plus a pass line bet, and Chris threw the 7 in this first 3 seconds. So bummer, but that it made the challenge tough to come back from that. So Big AZ defends his crown. He's going to play my coach Rip, who is one of my favorite people. I met him obviously in person in Vegas for DiceCon. Carl's awesome, and Carl helped us a lot in the early days of the Friday night fights. He did 3 or 4 rounds with us to help us work out the kinks in the system. So I'm looking forward to having Carl back for a real match where it actually matters. It'd be cool. Subscriber count real quick. I don't do this a whole lot, but I think we hit a couple of milestones, which I like. Over the weekend, CGTV, this channel here, hit 600 subscribers, which is great. We're on the way to 1,000. Once we hit the 1,000, obviously it monetizes the channel, so you all can do super chats and that kind of thing during the shows. So like when Arnell's doing fantasy craps, or when Jeff's doing the craps chat, and you feel the need, the urge to kind of donate, great. You can help out the guys that run the shows by doing that. So we're getting there on this channel. My other channel, my Pro Craps channel, is at 2760 today, which is great. We're marching towards the 3,000 mark, which is really cool. We'll have a nice little special show for that one. But I think it's cool that we're seeing the numbers climb again. A couple new kids on the block. Old Bay Craps launched the channel, as did Crooked River Craps. So go and get subscribed to those two for sure. Brand new channels. They're brand new. They're feeling their way. They're getting their cameras all figured out and all that kind of stuff. So let's support the new guys, right? We have a lot of new guys, right? I still consider Dice DJ and Midmo Yo a new guy, even though you feel like you're old faithful now, right? But we have a couple of new guys, which is cool. I love seeing the tide rise up all the boats here. So I've been talking for a week now about maybe getting a new table. We'll see. What do you think? Should I get a table or not? I think, to me, like having a table is the difference, right? So I'm trying to do the dice control thing. I'm trying to, as you know, retire as a dealer. That's one of my life goals, is to be a dealer. So I think having a real table with the right stuff is what makes that happen. I think you have to do that. So getting a real table, I think, is a key to that. So I think we'll talk more about that here in a little bit. And I'll remind you of the bounty that I've got, right? I want to hear our shows, or our calls. I want to hear the Big Joe, the Mid-Mo Yo, the 6-1 or the 5-1 mixer. I want to hear the dice, the stick calls that we as Craps Nation do in real casinos. So if you hear them, let me know, and we'll get to a little segment here in a minute, talking about things that get said in real casinos, because I think it's actually kind of interesting. So with that said, let's talk about history. And you saw my new table layout there. It's not really a new table layout. It's an old ass table layout. It comes from the Desert Inn. So it's not often that you get a piece of history, right? This table layout, this felt that I got here today, I won't use it every day. I'm going to actually wrap it up really nice now. It's from the Desert Inn, and it's legit like 50 years old. That layout is faded. It's got some holes in it. It's like in parts of it, the paint's coming off, or what do you call it? The printing is coming off. So it's seen its day for sure. But it came from the Desert Inn in Vegas, which, as you know, no longer exists, and it's old. And you don't know who played on a felt like this. When I look at things like this, and like I look at the dice that I get, the used dice, I always tell you the used dice have money on them. This felt's got money on it too. Like, people have played and lost money on this felt, and you can bet that the last time this felt was used in a live casino, the last number rolled was a 7, and the casino took people's money off this felt for the last time, which I always think is like, it's sad, but it's also historically kind of cool to think about that. So our job here, like we did today, is to kind of reverse some of the mojo. Like, we took this old felt that, its last act as a working felt was to take money, and we took money off it today. So I think that's kind of a nice little thing. So anyway, there's the Desert Inn felt. I thought you would enjoy seeing that today. Again, I can't really roll out on it because I can't stretch it. If I stretch it, I'll tear it. It's that fragile. So I can't really mount it. So we'll go back to my regular layout tomorrow, but today we'll use this thing all day. I think it's kind of cool to see that. And so there's one bit of history. I'll show you another bit of history in a second. I'm going to switch screens here for a second. Let me get hold on one second. I got to do something real quick. Let's do, sorry for the awkwardness here, but I got to make a quick change. Let's go here. I want to show you something really, really cool. I'm going to switch views on you here. And I'm going to walk you through my house, which I know is going to be awkward, and hopefully you can hear me. Let me know in the chat if you can still hear me talking as I walk through. But I'm going to walk. Hey, this is my basement, where I live and work every day. I'm going to run upstairs real quick and show you something super cool. Hear me. Here's the kitchen, which I think we cleaned. And here's the garage, where now lives the table that felt came from. The bigger picture is right here in this come area. It's the table that felt came from. This is a table that originated, and I think over here. Down there, just the number 2 table for pit this was in at the Desert Inn. So this is a Desert Inn. The Lucky Eagle from the Desert, I think in 2000 when they closed down. A gentleman here bought the table from the Lucky Eagle. Like all from the girl. Black. He did the whole thing in black, which is my favorite color. Redid padding and the rails. This felt that he got, interestingly enough, is the same felt that I've got on my table downstairs. It's from Casino Supply. You can see the pattern is the exact same I've got here. I may swap this out for a black, but for now, it looks pretty freaking awesome. So I thought it'd be kind of fun. I've thrown on it, of course, a couple of times, but I kind of fun to throw table for the. I'll put the. Even it matters where my phone goes. Because I don't have a tripod in here. we'll say. It's really crappy view. I know you can see it, but kind of. Can I do this, maybe? It's a throw. Yeah. Quick throws here. Actually, well, I can't really turn it around. Let's do a couple of easy tosses here. We'll throw till we 7. How about that? And then there's an actual. Love the table. This table is actually, it sounds hard. It's a 639, by the way. Let's mark it up. 639. It has a nice crack to it, but it's really bouncy, actually. And the surface of this table is 1.5 inch thick fiberboard. Expected to be burnt. But on top of the part downstairs, the particle board has a, it's got like a 1/4 inch thick piece of hard plastic on it. I'm gonna turn my phone off here because that's kind of, you don't want to see my house. Let's see, there's the dog bed. The particle piece of hard plastic on it, which is interesting. And plastic, it's like, I felt the air today. It almost feels like one of those white cutting boards, right? It feels like a cutting board. So the bounce doesn't come from the underlayment. The bounce comes from this plastic that's kind of glued into the wood. So it's like I said, it's like a cutting board. So it's got, when the dice hit that thing, you can hear the crack, but they also can launch off of there. So it's interesting. Duracell, you should have good audio now. Hopefully, can you put in chat, by the way, is audio good now? Now that I'm back in the house, we should have, hopefully, solid audio. Yeah, Midmo Yo has got it right. Better internet in the garage. Pay my bill, right? Let me go back to the other screen here. Let's go back to here. There we go. So yeah, hopefully okay, good, the sound's back. Yeah, obviously I went all the way upstairs out into the garage, closed the door behind me. So, and this little microphone here that you can't see, it's a Bluetooth microphone. It's like a Wi-Fi mic that goes into my setup in here. There's way too much distance there. So I'm not set up to record out in the garage yet. I put a camera out there just to get one shot on the end. I got to spend a day and probably some more money on cameras and getting things set up so I can record out there. But that's where I'm going to be doing my live tossing at night when I work on my throws. I'll work in the garage on live tossing out there. I'll work out there when I do my dealing practice because I'm going to be a dealer. That's a good place to work dealing because the table's right. It's actually the right size table. So in here, we'll still do our show from this room in here every day. Obviously, this is perfectly set up as a studio to record from. So that's it. I want to give a huge shout out. I'm not sure if he's in chat today, but Ian Olson, who's in here a lot with us in chat. I don't know if he's here or not. I don't see anything from him, but he went down with me yesterday to help pick this up. So this, we drove 2 hours at 7 o'clock in the morning. I rented a big truck. We drove down, got it, and then drove back up. And so the guy who sold it to me and his friend and Ian and I brought this table from their upstairs down this set of stairs and around the corner and out to the thing. I'm 53 years old. I was useless as tis on a bull trying to help them get this thing downstairs. It was ridiculous. But it was great. They helped us out a lot. We got it loaded up, got it installed in the garage. I've got to put the screws in the bottom still. It's still not, the top still needs to be screwed in, but it's there and it's cool. And talking about history, that table, like I said, that table was in the Desert Inn where this felt came from for who knows how many years. That thing is solid wood. That thing is freaking solid. It weighs, Ian, tell him how much that damn thing weighs. I think it weighs a freaking ton. And it is legit casino used equipment. And again, a table like that, the felt aside, that table has millions of dollars played on it over the years that it was in the Desert Inn. You think about that, right? Who knows, right? Who famous from that played at the Desert Inn or that was an act at the Desert Inn or whatever played on that table? You just don't know. So to me, I get out there and it's like you get this really cool sense of history when you've got a table that you know is probably 30 or 40 years old that's got miles and money on it. So I think that is freaking cool. So the felt aside, the table is, like I said, it's old. Stoked to have a table now. So it's gonna change some of the way that I practice and play and that kind of thing. So it's gonna be super cool. And I thought that you guys would be interested in seeing what I did there. So I see a question from Mid-Mo. Am I concerned about the table being in the garage? Little bit. I'm gonna get a humidifier for it. For sure. Our garage is finished. So it's got, we have drywall with insulation all the way around. It's just the door. So I'll probably crack the door, put a humidifier in there and keep it good. It's very, very cool. Yeah, Ian says it's an amazing table. I'm gonna clean my garage out. And if anybody wants a couch, let me know. I'm gonna clean the garage out, make it more room. Right now I just got stuff everywhere, right? But we will get to the Friday night practice kind of thing. I think it's gonna be super fun once I figure out the filming of it. So I'm stoked about this table. Obviously I wanted a real table, but I'm really, really stoked that that it's a like Eric mentioned, it's a haunted table, right? It's like it's got history on it. I think that's freaking cool. So anyway, that's my big announcement today. All the other stuff aside, we have a real table here at the house, and I'm super stoked about that. All right, what else is happening here in the chat or in the day? I want to talk. I want to hit the Mid-Mo Yo question of the week. Actually, no, before I do that, Frank Sinatra played. I'm sure. Frank Sinatra played this table. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about this real quick, and I want to get your thoughts on this before we move on. The Daily Dose of DI. So. I started last week. I filmed every night last week. I may do it again tonight, probably from this table, not the garage table, just because of cameras. And I'm doing like 10 shooters a night or 10 points resolved per night. It's about 100 rolls or so to get to 10,000 rolls. And my goal is this. I want to track my dice in 2 ways. And I've been talking to a subscriber. I won't reveal his name just yet, but we're going to do actually 20,000 rolls. And the reason for that is this. I want to do 10,000 rolls where as you know, I do the chopper toss, right? And I'm just doing it in the garage. Where I have my dice, my ones are showing, right? And I put the ones on top of one another, and that's how I throw. So I see the ones, right? He wants me to throw 10,000 rolls with the same exact dice set, the same configuration from the same spot on the table. And basically, he's a math professor, so the guy knows his shit. He wants to kind of get out of it, over this amount of time. You're seeing X number of whatever rotations on the dice. He'll figure it out. And like Bone Tracker, but on steroids, basically. So with that toss, can I reliably say that I'm seeing 16% more ones than I should? Can I reliably say that I'm seeing the 5 and 9 X% more than I should to prove a negative EV on some of these bets that we could make? Or is it all bullshit and I'm just, random? He wants to see that. I want to also see this, the actionable results. I'm also tracking it to where when I get a number, let's say that I hit 2 6s in a row. I'm going to set my dice in a configuration that I think is going to get me a 6 to see if I can't make some measurable outcomes from what I'm doing, right? I don't think anybody's ever done that. I think everybody tracks their dice throwing and they're looking at their SRR and their roll lengths and that kind of thing. And you do get stats on the number of box numbers you're getting, but I want to get stats on this. I want to say, can I avoid the PSO? Can I get more come out 7s? Can I, hit the numbers I'm targeting or the groups that I'm targeting? Can I hold back the horn numbers kind of thing? So I'm going to track a second 10,000 rolls where I'm chasing with the set what the result I want is and seeing if I can use quote unquote dice influence to influence my money. Right? So that's the difference I'm going to do. I'm going to do 20,000 total rolls. The first 10,000 will determine what I do for the second 10,000, if that makes sense. So we're going to work on that together. When we get some numbers that make sense, it may take like 1,000 to get the first set of numbers that we can actually report on. I'll bring him on as a guest and he'll explain to you the math, what he saw, and what we're doing. So that's going to be that's coming. I wanted you to know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Okay, so it's going to be this actionable results thing. It's going to take me a hot minute to get there. So if you want to watch every night, the way it's going to work, every night I'm going to go live. I don't know what time, random time. But when I go live, it's going to be live. You can watch, you can chat, same thing, fully transparent as I always do. After the live show is over, I'm going to unlist the video and put it in a playlist. So you can go back and watch on my channel the live throwing practice playlist and watch any day's throws that you want to watch. I'll be entertaining and funny the whole time. Don't worry about that. I don't want them live on the channel forever because, as you know, YouTube doesn't like live stuff. It penalizes the channel from a growth standpoint with live videos. So we're not gonna have them sitting out there live. They're gonna go in a drawer somewhere. You can always watch them, but that's how it's gonna be. So hopefully that makes some good sense for y'all. That's gonna be fun. Now, with that said, I do wanna switch gears and I wanna hit on the mid-mo-yo. The mid-mo-yo, here's the deal kind of question of the week. And it's one actually that came from one of our subscribers. He emailed me, I forwarded it to Chiro, and here's the question, which is handling dealers that rag on your strategy. And dealers that are snarky. This kind of, like, did you get that on YouTube? Or, did you buy that online? Like, I've gotten that, right? I've never been called out as a YouTuber. I'm not big enough to matter, so dealers would never recognize me. They have seen my lammers and go, what's that? And I've given them the lammer and they go, oh, ProCrafts. I've had that happen to me a number of times. Like, what are you gonna do? I'm like, why don't you tell me, right? And then I go win $200 and I leave in 6 minutes and they're like, oh, nobody does that. I'm like, yeah, I'm not giving you back my money. That's the differentiator for me and everybody else. But I have had people, dealers, give me grief about playing an intricate strategy. For example, the Patrick system. You go the do, we don't, right? Pass line, don't pass line. Odds on the don't when the point gets established, put a don't come through, take the odds off. Now you have a don't come. That's a flat free bet, right? Or a flat bet that was never at risk. I've had dealers watch me do that and give me shit like this. Like, well, what book did you buy that in? Kind of thing. And handling that, you can do two things, right? You can be a jerk right back. You can give them some snarky bullshit back. You can, which I often do, vote with my wallet. And that's kind of the way I've done my politics that way too, right? Especially if I'm throwing and I'm doing something and I get a remark like that, or if I happen to be like, rewind a bit. I don't always tip for the dealers, right? When I'm not shooting. When I'm shooting, because I feel like I'm in control of those bets, I'll put my bets up, I'll put them next to me, and we'll kind of press and collect at the same rate. I just feel like I have control over that, right? When somebody else is shooting, I almost never do a dealer bet, unless I'm playing with friends like Brian or Ian or somebody, and I'll put a dealer bet out there with them as they're throwing, because it's kind of a thing. I will 100% pull those bets down. When I hear some bullshit like this, I'm like, dealer bets down. That's my first move. I'm not gonna try and start an argument. I'm not gonna try and explain to them why it works. I'm just like, dealer bets down. And it's a simple solution. That's all you gotta say, and it stops it. Now, that dealer will not be your friend, right? You want dealers to be on your side and help you out and help you not make mistakes and tell you what your presses are and how much money you're getting back in change. Once you do that, you lose that, right? There's no more of this, drop me $1 and you get 15 bucks back. There's no more, hey, I want to get it to 42. What do you need? $3, whatever. They stop helping you once you start pulling their bets down, but fuck them. I mean, you're going to get somebody that's going to give you shit like that. I don't give a damn who you are, how great of a dealer you are. You don't get to do that, right? You're here to service me, right? You're here to service me and make this experience good, not get up in my shit. So that's how I feel about it. So I'm a little bit more back with the money. If I wasn't betting for them, if it wasn't on me, the bets will stop for sure. And I will stop talking to them. So if it's a situation where I'm doing something like that with another shooter and I'm not betting for them, I'm just like, you know what? I don't need this crap. And I'll just bet silently or I'll leave. I'm a big vibe guy, right? I want to make sure that I'm winning, obviously, but if I'm not having any energy at all, like that I am enjoying, why? I don't need to play this game. Like, I'm playing it because I love playing the game, and if it's gonna suck when I'm there, it's no different than me losing. Me having a shitty time is the same thing. So, I'm out. I mean, I don't enjoy it. Anyway, that's my answer, Chiro. Not a great answer, I know, but to me, when you have a chance to vote with your wallet, you vote with your wallet, and that gets heard. That gets heard. The guys who are making minimum wage, they living on our tips. They're there for you, not for themselves. And so that's that. So there we go. I'm seeing some, I'm gonna go back a screen here, by the way. We're gonna go back to here because I saw a comment from somebody that says, for may the force be with you. Make sure I'm using two colored, absolutely. So when I do this for tracking purposes, I'll use two colored dies so we can track the bottom dies doing what. Because my assertion with this throw is that the bottom die more often than not sticks because the top die just lands on it and it stamps it into the table. We're gonna find out if that's true or not. We're gonna find out how, and I also want to see, like, does the bottom die usually roll over once and the top die roll over twice? I think that's a mechanical thing about this toss that I do. We're gonna try that out and see. So these are some of the things that I'm gonna have to look through as we're going through it. So all right, there's all that. Well, that was a lot. What else is happening today? We did the question of the week. Let's just go play. Let's just go play on the Desert Inn felt for a little bit. I'm gonna do a little bit of don't pass today. I'm gonna do, let's go to the table with KPI. Let's change over to the roll tracker. That's funny to see that table, the felt on screen like that. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of don't play today, just to keep it simple, because I wanna talk. There's some things I wanna talk to you all about that are kind of life related. So let me get over here. There we go. Sorry, I actually logged out of my computer for a second there. Here we go. All right, back to the table we go. So I'm gonna play a simple little strategy here, and I may even just use red chips because it doesn't really, well, we'll use greens. Greens are fine. Let's see how much money we can play with. Let's go with like maybe $600. 3, 4, 5. We'll do $600 in green chips, and I'm gonna do a simple don't progression. We're just gonna go don't pass. On a loss, we're gonna ladder up, right? On a win, we're gonna parlay it. If we're at base, we're gonna parlay. We're gonna go 1, 2, 3 in the progression. If we're in a ladder situation, we're gonna parlay once and go back down the base and restart the ladder. So it's super simple. I just wanna have, not a whole lot going on here while we're talking. So that's kind of the rub there. So let me get this into the rack for you, and we'll get $600 in here and start playing it out. All right, come on, here we go. One more rack full. There we go. There's $600. We'll put 25 on the don't, and let's just get started and see how this works out. And yeah, puck's off, and I'll use red die because red die should show up pretty cleanly, I think, on this layout. You should be able to see them pretty well. There's going to be a 6, 4, 10. 10 on the end, Waylon's best friend. That's actually a pretty good start for us, right? On the don't, you want to see that 10 if you can get it. And in fact, I like a 10 for both sides, right? When I'm on the right side, you know me, I love a 10 or a 4 because it can take a hot minute for you to roll that number back. If I'm on the don't, I like it because it can take a hot minute to roll that number, and you're more than likely going to win this flat bet, which is a great bet. So there it is. There's a 6, 4, 10. So I'm going to go ahead and try and snipe myself. I'm gonna work on a dice set that matches the point. I'm gonna put the whatever the point is, I'm gonna put those numbers hard way inside the die and try and snipe it out if I can, but we don't. 5, 2, 7. Look at us on the first roll here, right? 5, 2, 7. That's great. It's gonna pay 1. We're gonna stack it. I'm gonna stack them kind of cockeyed so you can see how many chips I've got out there. It's hard to see the height when I'm on camera, so I'm gonna stack them sideways so you know what's there. That's our first parlay. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and we're gonna raise our base. That's gonna be the goal if we can get to it. So, so as we're playing this out, I had a conversation with somebody over the weekend. So what do we have? We have a 5, 2, 7. Bummer. We lose our parlay. But again, when I lose the parlays, I don't necessarily care. I would have loved to win that bet. It would have been great to have won that one. But again, my risk is only this one, right? This is an opportunity, right? The don't pass, you can eke it out all day long with your flat bet and even with your odds. To me, using the wins to progress your bet is where it's at if we can pull it off, right? Now we've lost a bet, so I got to go back out there now at 2. We're going to go back out there to size of 2 and try and recoup a little bit. We're gonna ladder up a little bit on the loss. So anyway, I was talking to somebody over the weekend, and he said, man, I'm really falling out of love with the game. Craps is killing me right now. It's like at the casino, at home, I'm just not enjoying it. And I'm thinking about just not playing anymore. It's a 4, 2, 6. And my response was, how do you quantify not having fun? Like what's the thing that you're saying means you're not having any fun. What does that look like for you? And it's about losing. It's about losing money. It's about getting your ass kicked. There's a 4-3-7, by the way. It's a second straight PSO, 4-3, which is good for us, right? We're gonna win. Here's the thing. We laddered up. We're gonna take our win and parlay it. So if we happen to win this parlay, we're gonna go back to base and restart up the progression. We're gonna try and parlay up and win back what we lost. So anyway, talking like, if you're gonna quantify your ability to have fun in terms of wins, is that the right metric? Is that the right, damn it, a 5-2-7 on the come out. We cannot beat the come out here today. Bad time, look at all the sevens, 5-2-7. This felt is eating me alive here. So we lose 2, that's gonna be a 3. We're gonna go ladder up to 3, because our base in that case there was 2. So anyway, is money or win ratio the only thing that matters for you? It's not the love of the game. And I said, what drew you to craps in the first place? And I think craps, along with other things, oh my God, look at that. This is one of those days where we're on the wrong side of this table for sure. 6-5 yo. Let's see how strong a ladder can be. We're gonna test the ladder right now. We're gonna come out here with a 4-unit bet. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're laddered to level 4. Can the don't survive? Can the ladder survive? Waylon, do your magic over there. And I keep thinking, is money the metric, right? Or is it love of the game? Or is it like, what did you love about the game to start with? Why did I start playing this game? Why do I like this better than anything else? And there's a 6-2-8, by the way. When I look at how do I say this right? The poll that we did, where I said, what's your favorite game besides craps? And a lot of people, and I'll show the poll results tomorrow. It's been a week now. But a lot of people picked roulette, which I found surprising, because roulette is a completely random game. But roulette, like craps, there's a billion ways to play it, right? There's gonna be the 8, we get knocked off the point. Ooh, baby, we're getting killed today. 5-3-8. We should totally be switching here to the right side. We should be switching over here to the right side next time. I'm gonna stick it out here on the don't, because I wanna see the ladder work or not work. We're gonna see if this thing can get it done. We're gonna test the ladder theory out. There's a 5-unit bet, by the way. We're just gonna put it to its paces. Under normal circumstances, this is the time to boogie the hell out of this strategy. But let's go. Anyway, a lot of people really like roulette. And I think because, like craps, roulette has a billion options, so many ways to play it. A lot of folks liked Pai Gow as their, oh my God, a 4-3-7. We are just getting tortured over here. We're gonna have to get, that was a 3. Wow, 4-3-7. Now we're gonna go, I think, with our last bit of money. We're gonna go bankrupt here in 3 seconds. That's really great. There's 6 units. Anyway, I think we like to think. I think as players, you're drawn to a game like this versus, and a lot of people pick poker too. You're drawn to games like this and poker and baccarat, or not baccarat so much, roulette rather. Games that make you think, games that will put your brain to the test, because ultimately, I think people, that's a 6-4-10, like to solve problems, right? We like to see if we can beat something. That's why we do dice control practice, right? Can I beat this impossible thing? Can I actually do it? And we buy tables and we practice on them, right? That's why you watch YouTube. That's why I watch YouTube channels, because what's the next strategy that's going to beat this damn game? Blackjack, it's just follow the card, right? Pai Gow, pretty much follow the card. Baccarat, pretty much follow the shoe or whatever, right? There's not a lot of like outthinking a game like those. Where this game, for good or for bad, oh shit, look at that, 5-5 hard 10. You believe this? 5-5 hard 10, and we're done. We have 3 3 units left. Boy, oh boy, we got shellacked today. That was brutal. Let's put our last 3 out there. Let's try and work that last 3 and make something out of it, but damn, boys, we got murdered out here. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Anyway, we like to solve problems. I think we like to see, is there things we can do to affect the outcome of the game? in our favor, even though we know at heart it's all random luck, right? It's gambling after all. Sports betting, another big vote getter there, because people want to think. They want to think through it and make decisions. And that's why you chose craps, right, over other games. And yeah, maybe right now, like today, it's getting me. This game is getting me, right? We're losing our money because of the way that we're playing it, right? That can be super frustrating. But at the same time, we are also at the same time trying to outthink this table, right? We know that the 7's coming. We know what's going to happen. I think, well, we stick it out with our last 3 chips here. We're going to parlay that last 3. Maybe we get lucky here. Did I mark that in there? I didn't mark that in 2, 1, 3. Can we get it? Right? So I try to encourage this person and say, hey, look, it's not always going to be, puppies and roses, right? But you're a thinker and you like to think, and what you bring to the community is this ability to think in ways that challenge all of us. There's a 415, that's our next point. And if you can think in a way that challenges yourself and all of us, and even if it doesn't work, right? How many times do I do shit out here it doesn't work? Or think of ideas like this one that just doesn't work. It doesn't matter because you're using your brain. And this is a game that lets us use our brain. It's a social game. And I think for that reason alone, walking away from it, maybe walking away from it in the casino makes some sense when you're on a, I like to use the seasons analogy. Here's the dice. What season are you in, right? In your life, you've got seasons, obviously. You're going to have, your winter, your spring, when everything looks beautiful. Summer, where you're just working. The fall, kind of chilling out. The wintertime, where everything goes to shit. If you're in a bad season playing craps, then fine. Then you take yourself out of it for a little bit, right? Weather the storm type of thing. But like with your family, there's the 5. That's our last money. So we just bankrupted ourselves, which is cool. Welcome to my show. John Goes Bankrupt every morning live in front of 50 or 100 people. So that's that. We're going to have to do it again. We're going to have to go back out there again with the new $600. We're going to have to dip into the ATM machine here and get $600 more. We'll do a Vince play. We're going to go to Vinny No-Toes, I guess, and get some money. Because the casino knows that I'm a shitty player and they will not give me any credit. So I have to go outside of the alley and get $600 from the guy. So here we go. Let's go back out. We'll start at base again. We'll get this thing re-kicked off here as we keep talking. So, but again, I feel like if you're in a bad season, whatever, with the game itself or with whatever you're going through, it's not the end of the world. Seasons change and things happen, right? It'll move on. There's a 1-unit win. Let's stack that bad boy up. Let's log that out. And so, I've had more than my fair share of bad seasons. And you weather them out and they suck, and it depends on where you are. There's a 10, that's our new point. Who gets you through it? Sometimes you got to be the one to get yourself through it. But, you got, good spouse, good friends, whatever. This is it right here. To me, even if I'm having a bad spell like we just did there's a 3-2-5. Doesn't matter because I'm trying to, to me, this is cathartic. Even if I lose, I'd rather win. But even if I lose, this is cathartic to me. Just sitting here throwing the dice, moving chips around, just talking to y'all. Like when I do this myself, even when I'm off camera, this is what I do. I literally sit here, 6-5 yo. I throw these dice and I talk to myself. And when I was younger, this is a funny story. When I was younger, I think I might have told you this before. There's a 639. I smoked a ton. Right before I had the heart attack, I was a huge smoker. And I used to smoke for a lot of reasons. But one of the things I always did was I would go outside and have a cigarette, celebrate a win, or I'd go out there to think through something I was stuck on, mostly with computer programming. And I used cigarettes as a way to kind of clear my mind. And to me, it worked great. It was like the way for me to sort of just let it all wash away was with smoking. But I did that in silence a lot. What do we have here? We have a 336. Come on, where's that big red? 336. craps has become that for me. Craps has been it's my thing now where this is cathartic. I actually, if I'm stuck at work or I have a bad meeting, Zoom camera goes off, come on in here, and I live in this room anyway, so this is my office and my crap studio, both, and I'll throw. And when I throw, I talk like this. I'm actually talking to myself. A lot of times I'll talk about what I'm working on at work to work through it, but a lot of times I'll just dictate my craps rolls like I'm on camera. 1, 2, 3. And whatever I was in the middle of just goes away, which is kind of cool, right? It's like I use this as a tool sometimes, I'm not always in John mode, right? Sometimes this game and this table that I've got here is a tool that I can use to kind of get me out of negative headspace. So I use it. And I think, if you can make use of that in your own daily whatever, then great, right? There's a 617. So we hit our first parlay. Finally, that's the first one today. 617 parlay win. We're gonna go to 3. So we have 1, 2, 3 unit bet. We get back our original bet. We're at no risk here. Excuse me. I'd love to see this one now. This is where you want that come out craps number, or like a 4 or something. My luck has been, there we go. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. So now the tides are turning for us. Entering a good season here, right? There's going to be a 3 unit win. So after I go 1, 2, 3, that's great. We make a new level. Our new base level is going to be 2 units. And right now we've got $100 in profit. Now, technically we're down 500 because we lost 6 earlier, but in this series, we have $100 in profit because we hit the 1, 2, 3. Now we're on 4, which is super unlikely. If we happen to get lucky, right, which could happen, that's going to turn into a really nice parlay. We'll do another 1, 2, 3 from the new base. So anyway, back to my point. I just think, to me, everything's a tool. And not that I think people are tools, but people are also tools. And I mean that not in their idiots kind of way. I mean, they're part of your system. And so use your people as the tool they are, right? You can vent, you can do whatever. Craps to me is that, man. Craps to me is, right now, one of the best tools I have. Let's see, it's an 8. This is a 314, Big Joe. This tool that I have here to just, again, let it wash, man, I love this. I could do this for half an hour and totally refocus myself on my work and just, because how many times, man, you have a bad meeting, right, where you're just stuck? I mean, as a coder, and I just still write code. I read a lot, even though I teach, I write a lot of code because it's what we're going to teach the students. There's a 527. That's great. We missed the 8 there, 527. So now we're at level 2. We win 2. That's our next parlay. We're going to parlay from this level here. We'll take this one. And again, it'll be 3 2-unit bets if we happen to win. I'll put the whole thing out here so you can see it. But yeah, to me, it's a tool, right? And I think if I can use the tool to help me solve a problem, which again, I think you need to be clear. This is a great way to do it for me. So it works out for me. So to my subscriber who I know is having a rough time right now with the game, that's my advice. Just use it as what it is. I'm going to have to mark out. I think I screwed up. I didn't do this one. Now we have an 8, and now we have a 10, a 6. I think I've been not roll tracking. So we are still at a point of 8. So that's it. Let's go ahead and get this. Let's win this parlay here. This would be a beautiful time to see Big Red come out on the Desert Inn. The Desert Inn historical felt. 213 there, does not matter. Let's go. Excuse me. 639. 6 and a 3. All right, here we go. 415. We're dancing all the way around. Both numbers here, 415. Let's get it. Rooting against myself as a shooter here, but that's okay. There's another one. 549. Oh shit, I put in a 10. I'm sorry. I put in an 11. That was bad. That's a 549. Hold on a second. Delete. 5-4. There we go. All right. This felt, by the way, this Desert Inn felt is so big because, you know, my table is only 6 feet, right? It's 6 feet by 3.5 feet. This is a 14 or a 12-foot table felt. There's the 7. So it's huge, and I keep stepping on it as I walk by. 617. So we win our parlay. That's going to be an 8-unit win, okay? 8-unit win. To go the next level in the progression, right, it's going to be go to 3 units. So now we have 150 in the rack. We're going to 3 units at our next parlay level or next progression level. If this wins, we're gonna come back down with a new base, and the base will be 3. Tough spot to be here. We won 5 don'ts in a row. Before we lost about 6 in a row. Now we've won 5 in a row. This is tough duty here to get this bet to pay off. But again, it's the progression. We're gonna try it. We're gonna do it because it's, you know, practice time. By the way, that coffee from Craig, I'm on the Kona again. It's so freaking good. All right, there's a 314. New point's going to be a 4. 3 and a 1. Big Joe come into play. Let's avoid Big Joe right now. Let's get out of his way and let's let Karen sing here. 4-2-6. 4 and a 2. That's a 6 all day. Ah, geez, I put an 8. What a dumbass. I said it, and then I put the wrong thing. 4-2-6. There we go. All right. Next one. 6-2-8. There's the 8. 6-2-8. 6 and a 2. All right, so here we go. Let's win it. Let's win it. Boom. 4-3-7. Wow. Now we're doing good. Now the tides have switched. Usually, like you see, let's put that in 4-2. Usually, when you're playing the don't, it's chopped, right? You win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 1. You're kind of back and forth. This one here today is it's great. We're going to get $150, right? Flat bets. Our new base bet is going to be 3 units. So all this can come back, right? We up our unit by 1 every time we win. So back in the rack we go. Now our profit, technically profit, is this. On this, and I'll put the profits on this side so it's easier to see. There's 275, and the black chip makes 375. So we are on a marker right now, right? We are playing against the house because we're upside down from the earlier ass kicking we took. But on a good run like this, boy, oh boy, you can really make it happen over here. So that's pretty cool. Now your options are keep progressing this bet, right? Remember, this at risk right now is 0 at risk because here's my initial bankroll. I have none of my own money at risk right now. So having a 3-unit bet out here seems like an awful lot, and we're trying to get at 6 in a row here, which is, you know, unheard of. But again, there's no risk to me at this point. If I lose this bet, I wouldn't ladder it because I'm in profit. There's no reason to ladder when you're in profit. You just go right back to your base of 1, and again, you're still working off of winnings. So let's play this out a little bit here for a few seconds longer, and then we'll get on with our work day. But I'm open to, like, I'm not sure if my little talk earlier while we're playing here, 516, has meaning or not to anybody. Probably made some people leave. But if you're, you know, if you got something like that going on, or you use craps as like I said, like a cathartic type of thing or whatever, I'd love to know about it. I think it's interesting for us to kind of talk through, like, why did you start playing craps? Like, that's actually, there's a Big Joe. Why are you playing craps? Like, what drew you to the game to start with? You know, for me, you know, I started playing craps because I could make this game last a while. I learned the Patrick system, the do we don't with a $5 don't come when I was young. And when all I had was $100 to my name, there's 5 to 7, not to my name, but that I could afford to gamble with. I could play that $100, do we don't, $5 don't come all night long and have an enjoyable experience at the table. Not win a whole lot, but almost never lose. And I got to understand how this game works. So the 5-2-7. So we beat the 6. And now we're gonna go ahead and parlay the whole thing, right? So you win 1 at your base level, you go to 2 units, which was your base, your whole full parlay. So we can do it here. So yes, that's why I started playing it, was because I knew that it was the one game, unlike roulette, where there's no hedge in roulette. There's no way to hedge anything in any game besides craps. To me, learning hedging when I was 20 was huge, as it's 6, 4, 10, because I didn't have a lot of money to play with. So that's what drew me to the game. And then when I started playing and reading more about it, then you start getting into, well, how can I beat it? Is it a beatable game? And then you start, playing the mind games, as you know. But that, for me, that was it. I wanted to be, and I was always a coder or a cook. So to me, I'm always putting recipes together or algorithms together. And to me, thinking through the problem is as much fun as winning the money. So there's my 617. We beat the 10. So our parlay is going to win us 150 bucks. Okay. Now, really, if I look at my rack right now, where are we? We have 1, 2, 3, 75. Quick math, 400, 500, 600. That's our marker. And we have $75 in profit. So we've worked ourselves back to profit here. Now, what you can do is be cool with that. Like, hey, let's pay off Jimmy No Toes out there. And I think I might just pay that guy off right now. I think I'm feeling like I don't want to get my ass kicked. So let's pay 100, 200. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. Let's pay him off 600 bucks. Okay, I do not want to get my legs broken. So we have paid off our guy in the alley. So that's cool. We're set and we're clear in terms of that. Now I've got playing on profit, and we're pushing the envelope here, right? That was, I think, 7 or 8 don't wins in a row, if I'm not mistaken. What do you do now? I'm going to go back to base. Excuse me. Normally, excuse me. If I wasn't upside down 600 bucks and had to pay the marker back, I'd have stayed out here with that aggressive, super high bet and rocked it, right? We had to pay back our marker there. So we paid our marker off. We're base bet, or our base buy-in, plus a tiny, tiny profit. Cool, man. Let's go. Let's either win off of the 75 bucks that we got in profit, or we're going to lose it and go home even. That, to me, given that first butt kicking, is a win. And I find this kind of satisfying. 6, 4, 10. Look at that. We dodged the 10 on that one roll. We're right back to it. 6, 4, 10. Let's beat it again. Let's beat that 10 one more time. Pretty sure I can do it. I'm pretty sure I can beat that 10. 5, 3, 8. Here we go. 6, 5. Midmo, yo. Midmo, yo. 6, 5. Midmo, yo. There it is. What's that? A 4 and a 1? 4, 1, 5? 4, 1. 4, 1, 5. I'm so happy that we came back and won after going down so fast, so early there. That's pretty solid to come back like that. Again, both of those things are what I would call variance. There's a 5, 1, 6. You don't normally lose the don't come or the don't pass. 5, 1, 6, the mixer, that fast. Like that was 6 or 7 losses like in rapid succession. That's not normal. Also not normal to win 8 in a row. So normally, like I said, normally you see a little bit of chop in there. There's a 6, 4, 10. A little bit of chop is what's more normal to see. Not these huge swings like that. So we lost our 1. We're gonna go out with 2. That's gonna be our ladder. Ladder up, pucks off. If we don't win this ladder, we're out of here and we're even, right? And we'll talk about why I'm so happy to be even right now, right? You think about the work that just went into that 6, 5, yo, so we lose it, that's okay. 6, 5, mid-mo, yo, thanks, dude. We lost our parlay attempt, or our ladder attempt, but even though we're gonna walk out of here with even money, which on its face sounds crappy, remember that you won 600 bucks to get here. I won 600 bucks to get to even because we were upside down. That in itself is an achievement. My son and I were in Vegas and he was playing blackjack and he lost. Bought him for 100, got himself down to $10. He was pissed off. Then he caught a good run and he worked himself all the way back up to 110, right? So he went from $100 down to 10, back up to 110. I'm like, you got to get out. Stop playing. Like you got to be done right now. And he's like, that's $10. He's looking at the $10 as the goal, right? As not hitting his goal. I said, you just won $100. You know how hard it is to win $100 at a blackjack game when you're playing $5 a hand? It's freaking hard to win $100 and you just did it, right? You got to celebrate that win and get out of Dodge. Like, I think that's an important thing to remember, all of us. Let me go back over here and look at you all face to face. I think that is an important takeaway. Let's go back to the strategy. I'll put the strategy up here so you can see it. Where is it? There it is. That's an important thing to remember, right? You battle back from being so far down. Again, I won $600 just now. That's putting in work. That's putting in a lot of work. And I was like, okay, survived, right? I'm not going to win $600 again. Winning, that means I would have won $1,200 if I would have gone even that much more, right? You're asking way too much of your dice to do that. So when you put in that kind of work, cool. I got to be okay with that and call today what today was, which was a tie, right? And that's a fine result. Now, if I was playing right side or adjusting during the gameplay there, we had a lot of good little rolls in the middle of that, right? We were doing okay in the middle, targeting some numbers. We could have done some one hit and down. We could have done some 6, 7, 8 and done really well in the middle rolls there. Toward the end where we had those PSOs, not so much. But anyway, I think it was pretty cool. That was a good way to play that out, a good way to kind of actually retire this felt on a come out winner. Let's do that. Let's call it that, right? I'm going to retire the Desert and Felt. The last roll on that table was not a 7. It was an 11. The last roll on this table was an 11. Come out winner. Everybody goes home, right? That's what we're going to do. I'm going to wrap this thing up. I'm going to put it in a plastic, like the vacuum sealed plastic, so it stays nice. And we're going to leave it just like that. So that's the plan for the felt. I hope that you had a good time today. I didn't plan what I was going to say. I just kind of was doing it. So hopefully that worked out good. Vince says we learned a lot in chat. Hopefully you guys learned something other than what I was talking about. We'll see. Anyway, time for work, guys. 9 o'clock on Monday. Got to get at my day job. Again, appreciate all of you being subscribers. Appreciate all the love, the support, everything. Get in Discord. Let's chat. I'm there pretty much all day long. So with that said, I got to go. Actually, let me check real quick. I'll check questions and stuff here. Make sure I didn't miss anything important. Let's see. Hawaiian Crapshooters in Vegas. Here's the thing, Brian. I am planning to go to Vegas. I'm going to Colorado the week after Vegas, but the problem is I just burned my entire 401g account on that table. So I need a small miracle to happen between now and August to afford to come see you. But yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. Other questions that I might have missed here? Nothing. Oh, follow up to your question. Would I talk to the pit boss? No. Are you talking about for the dealers being rude? No, I wouldn't talk to the pit boss. I don't think it escalates to that level unless I'm feeling I'm actually being harassed. If a dealer is going to harass you, if it rises to that level, then yeah, I would talk to a pit boss. But most of the time, it's just they're just being. Dealers are degenerates. Remember this, right? And they look at if you're not power pressing to the ceiling, they think you're an idiot. They all think we're all idiots. Let's get one thing straight. And that's sort of how that is. So I wouldn't go to the pit boss unless I felt it was escalating. So, all right, I got to go to work. Y'all have a great rest of your Monday. I'll see you tonight for live practice, throwing practice, and tomorrow morning again for the next show. So that's it. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. God bless y'all. Bye.